Okay, let's unpack this. What happens after Happily Ever After? Or how do you truly find your authentic self when your past is a mystery and everything you thought you knew gets completely turned upside down?
Yeah, big questions.
They really are. And today we're taking a deep dive into a film that, well, it dared to ask them, really pushing the boundaries of what a Disney story could be.
Welcome, curious minds, to another deep dive. This is your shortcut to being genuinely well-informed, packed with surprising facts and insights that really go beyond the surface. Today, we are immersing ourselves in Disney's Frozen 2. It's a sequel that, kind of defied expectations and really deepened the lore of one of the most successful animated franchises ever.
It really did. Released in 2019, Frozen 2 arrived amidst, well, immense anticipation. The first one was such a global phenomenon, wasn't it? Redefined animated musicals.
Absolutely.
So our mission for this deep dive is to move past those instantly catchy songs, the amazing visuals, and explore the intricate layers of its story.
Which is surprisingly complex.
Right. And the groundbreaking animation that meticulously brought its world to life, the profound themes it explored, and its monumental impact on audiences, on the industry itself.
We've got loads of great sources for this: production notes, interviews, critical analyses from all sorts of angles. We want to give you the really important nuggets of knowledge.
Exactly. So where do we start? The story.
I think we have to. To really get Frozen 2, we need to unravel the journey itself, look at the story and kind of the foundations it built on, because it's not just a simple continuation, is it?
No, not at all.
It really transforms from that classic fairy tale structure into something much grander, more epic, a real saga.
Okay, so context. The film picks up 3 years after the original Frozen ended.
Yeah, 3 years.
Arendelle seems to be thriving, right? It's autumn, everything looks peaceful. Anna, Elsa, Olaf, Kristoff, Sven, they're all enjoying life in the kingdom.
It looks idyllic, almost like that happily ever after actually happened.
But peace rarely lasts in these stories, does it?
Exactly. This harmony gets, well, shattered pretty quickly when Elsa starts hearing this mysterious haunting voice.
The call from beyond the fjord.
Right. And she tries to understand it, maybe ignore it, but just doing that inadvertently awakens these ancient elemental spirits in the Enchanted Forest.
And that's not just a small thing. It forces the evacuation of Arendelle.
Immediately, the whole kingdom. So the stakes are like instantly sky high. It sets a totally different tone.
So the rock trolls get involved then, Grandpappy.
Grandpappy arrives and delivers this crucial message. He says, basically, to set things right, they have to uncover the truth about Arendelle's hidden past.
A hidden past, okay.
And this prophecy sends the main group, Elsa, Anna, Olaf, Kristoff, and Sven, off on this dangerous journey into the unknown, into these enchanted lands.
So the goal is twofold then. Save the kingdom from these spirits, but also find out where Elsa's powers actually come from.
Precisely. And for you, listening to this, it immediately raises that interesting question. What happens when happily ever after isn't the end? What new truths pop up when the past is way more complex, maybe even darker than you thought?
Yeah. And Frozen 2 really dives into that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It reframes everything.
Hold on. It redefines its own history.
So how does it start unveiling that history?
Oh, it happens pretty quickly. King Agnar, the father, tells Elsa and Anna this story from his youth.
About his father, King Runerd, their grandfather.
Exactly. He talks about how Runerd supposedly made this treaty with the Northuldra tribe by building a big dam in their homeland, the Enchanted Forest.
Supposedly. I sense a but coming.
Oh yeah, a huge but. Because here's the twist. The dam wasn't a gift of peace at all.
No.
It was a ruse, a malicious one. King Runerd actually deeply despised the Northuldra's connection with magic. He built the dam specifically to reduce their resources, to weaken them.
Wow. That's quite a revelation. Turns Arendelle's history upside down.
Completely. And the conflict exploded when Runerd murdered the unarmed Northuldran leader.
Yeah.
It's like that.
In cold blood.
Yep. And that act enraged the forest's elemental spirits: earth, fire, water, air. They vanished, and this impenetrable wall of mist just trapped everyone inside the forest.
And Agnar barely escaped.
Barely. Saved by someone unknown at the time. That's the dark secret Arendelle's been built on.
So fast forward, when Elsa answers that voice years later, it's directly connected to this past trauma.
It's the ripple effect. The spirits she awakens are the same ones enraged by Runerd. It forces the trolls to step in and to send the sisters on this quest to find the truth, to set things right. It connects Elsa's personal journey to fixing a historical injustice.
Okay, so they head into the Enchanted Forest. How does that go?
Well, first, the mist parts for Elsa. which is a pretty big clue about her connection, right?
Definitely.
Inside, they immediately run into Gale, the air spirit, as this huge tornado.
Scary.
Yeah. But Elsa managed to tame it using her ice powers, turning the vortex into these incredible ice sculptures.
And they're not just sculptures.
No, they show images from their father's past, specifically him being rescued by a young Northuldran girl, a huge piece of the puzzle.
Ah, okay. And she meets Bruni, too, the fire spirit.
Yes, the little salamander. She calms him down, befriends him, another connection made.
And they find people trapped in there, Northuldra and Arendellian soldiers.
Both. Still kind of in conflict after all these decades, but then comes another massive revelation.
Go on.
Anna and Elsa managed to get a truce going after they discover their mother, Queen Iduna,
Yes.
was actually a Northuldran, and she was the one who saved young Agnar back then.
No way, so they're half Northuldran.
Exactly. It completely changes their understanding of who they are. It puts them right in the middle as this potential bridge between the two peoples.
And that's when they hear about the fifth spirit.
Right. The Northuldra tell them about this prophecy, a fifth spirit destined to reunite people with the magic of nature. Lots to process for them.
Understatement. So the path leads north to Ahtohallan.
Yeah, the mythical river holding all the answers. Kristoff and Sven stay behind, but Elsa, Anna, and Olaf push on.
And they find their parents' shipwreck.
Yeah. With a map to Ahtohallan. But then Elsa makes this really tough call.
To go alone.
Yeah. She believes she has to face the final truth by herself to keep Anna and Olaf safe, sends them away, even though Anna pleads with her not to.
That's heartbreaking.
It really is. But it shows Elsa's resolve and Anna's fierce loyalty, too.
So Ahtohallan, what truths are waiting there?
Well, first she has to get past the neck, the water spirit guarding the sea. That's an incredible sequence, visually stunning, very intense.
Right.
Inside Ahtohallan, she finally learns who the voice is.
It's her mother.
A memory of her young mother, Iduna. And this is huge. Elsa learns her powers aren't a mistake. They're a gift from nature itself, a reward for Iduna saving Agnar.
Wow. That must be incredibly validating for her.
A profound moment of self-acceptance. But Ahtohallan also holds the darkest truths.
The full story about the dam.
The absolute devastating truth. She sees it. The dam was a malicious trick, and her own grandfather, King Runerd, started the war by murdering the leader.
And that knowledge, it freezes her.
Literally freezes her solid. The weight of it, the historical trauma is just too much. And at that exact moment, Olaf fades away.
Oh, no. Because her magic is gone.
Exactly. Her frozen state severs the connection. It's genuinely one of the most gut-wrenching moments in a Disney film.
Definitely. So Anna thinks Elsa is gone.
Yes. She gets a final message from Elsa, revealing the truth. Believing her sister is dead, Anna makes this incredibly brave, monumental decision.
To destroy the dam.
To destroy the dam. To restore peace, free the forest, even though it could destroy Arendelle.
That raises that question again, doesn't it? What sacrifices are needed to fix the past?
It really does. And Anna doesn't flinch. She wakes up the Jotun, the giant earth spirits.
Earth giants.
Lures them towards the dam, and they just smash it with boulders, destroy completely.
But that unleashes a flood towards Arendelle.
A massive flood. It looks like the end for the kingdom. But then,
Elsa thought.
just in time, revived by Anna's courageous act, she rides the Nuck back, arrives like a force of nature, and freezes the flood, saving Arendelle.
Incredible. So the mist disappears, peace is restored.
Yep. The dam is gone, the mist clears, Arendelle and the Northuldra are reconciled. Elsa reunites with Anna, revives Olaf.
Yeah.
Kristoff finally proposes to Anna.
Ah, about time.
And Elsa realizes her true destiny. She is the fifth spirit, the bridge between people and nature's magic.
So she gives the throne to Anna.
She does.
Yeah.
Recognizes Anna's strength and leadership is what Arendelle needs now. Anna becomes queen.
And Elsa becomes protector of the Enchanted Forest.
Exactly. Embraces her true purpose, but still visits Arendelle regularly. Finds her freedom.
A really satisfying conclusion for both of them.
It feels earned. And of course, there's the post-credit scene.
Olaf.
Olaf back to the Ice Palace, giving Marshmallow and the Snow Geese this hilarious, super fast recap of the entire movie.
Classic Olaf. It's a nice light touch after all that intensity.
Definitely needed.
Okay, let's talk about the voices behind these characters. They're so crucial, aren't they?
Oh, absolutely essential. The familiar four came back, which provides that vital continuity.
Kristen Bell as Anna, you really see her grow in this one.
You really do. From princess to this decisive, capable queen, there's a great arc. And Idina Menzel as Elsa, just delivering that power and vulnerability as Elsa finds her true place.
And Josh Gad as Olaf, still hilarious, but with some surprisingly deep moments, too.
Yeah, he gets some real wisdom in there amidst the comedy. And Jonathan Groff as Kristoff, so loyal, and doing Sven's voice, too. He's brilliant.
He really is. And the new voices were fantastic, too.
Really added depth. Martha Plimpton as Yelena, the Northuldra chief, brought this great groundedness.
And Sterling K. Brown as Lieutenant Matthias.
Such a poignant character, trapped for decades representing that unresolved conflict. His reconciliation is really touching.
Evan Rachel Wood as Queen Aduna, her past is the key to the whole mystery, really.
Absolutely central. Alfred Molina as King Agnar, Jeremy Sisto as the villainous King Renard,
Right.
and Ciarán Hinds back as Grandpappy, providing that wisdom.
A great cast all around. And you mentioned the voice calling Elsa.
Yes, voiced by the Norwegian singer Aurora. And what's really fascinating, and maybe a bit niche, is the melody.
Go on.
It's derived from the Dies Irae, the old Latin hymn.
The one about Judgment Day.
Exactly, which adds this incredible layer of, like, almost faded, epic subtext to Elsa's whole quest. It hints at the massive stakes involved in uncovering this truth.
Wow, that's a deep cut. Adds a whole other dimension.
It really does. It's not just a random pretty tune.
Okay, moving on from the story and voices. The artistry. The craft. Because Frozen 2 was a huge leap visually and technically, wasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. A quantum leap from the first film. Which raises that question, why make a sequel at all? Especially after Frozen was such a monster hit.
Was Disney hesitant?
They were, actually. Back in 2015, they debated it. They were genuinely worried it might feel inferior, might tarnish the original's legacy.
That's understandable.
Studio chairman Alan Horn even said it wouldn't be immediate, they'd focus on the Broadway show first. So there was real caution there.
So what changed their minds? What was the spark?
It seems it was really personal for the filmmakers.
Yeah.
Chris Buck, Jennifer Lee, Peter Del Vecchio, they were working on the Frozen Fever short.
Right.
And they just realized they genuinely missed the characters. Anna, Elsa, Olaf. It wasn't a corporate mandate. It came from wanting to continue their story.
That feels more organic.
Definitely. And they made this pact, the filmmakers' pact. They decided they wouldn't do it unless they could find a truly satisfying ending for both sisters.
Which turned out to be Anna becoming queen and Elsa finding freedom.
Exactly. That core idea guided the whole narrative development. It wasn't just about having another adventure. It was about their growth, their ultimate destinations.
And they did a lot of research for this one, too, didn't they? Traveled?
They did. Norway, Finland, Iceland. They really immersed themselves in the landscapes, the culture, the mythology. And you can see that influence everywhere in the film's look and feel.
The autumn setting, the forests.
The rock formations, the themes.
Yeah.
It gives it this incredible authenticity, even within a fantasy world.
And the story itself was a big collaboration.
Huge. Lee, Buck, Mark Smith, the Lopez's for the music, Allison Schroeder helping with the screenplay, pulling all those complex threads together. And it had a massive budget to match around $150 million. Shows the scale of the ambition.
Which definitely shows up on screen. Let's talk about those technical marvels, the animation, the design. It was stunning.
Truly groundbreaking. You had about 800 people working on it, 80 animators alone, a massive team effort.
And the costumes, I remember reading they were incredibly detailed.
The most intricate ever for an animated film, according to the designer, Griselda Sastronato-Lemay. Technology allowed for just insane detail, extra beads, sequins. They used programs like Marvelous Designer to drape clothes realistically.
Like Anna's outfit, based on a real Norwegian design.
Yeah, the bunad from the mid-19th century. With all that beautiful, detailed embroidery, it feels so rich and authentic.
And Elsa's costumes reflected her journey too, right? Getting stronger.
Definitely. That tailored coat with the double cape and epaulettes, it highlights her strength, her regal presence. Inspired by designers like McQueen and Elie Saab.
Wow.
And the tech for embroidery was new, too. A curve-based method letting them do intricate, free-form stitching really quickly.
Amazing. But the real challenge must have been the elements, the spirits.
Oh, for sure. Especially with the autumn setting. Wind, gale was everywhere. They had to make sure those wind effects looked consistent across every department.
How did they manage that?
Advanced software like Quicksilver for Anna's hair, Beast for Elsa's incredibly complex hair. They even developed a brand new tool called Swoop, just for Gale, the wind spirit, because it's so formless.
And the Nook, the water horse.
Took them about 8 months just to get that realistic liquid look right.
Yeah.
They wanted the water simulation to be even more real than in Moana, which was already revolutionary.
Incredible. What about the earth giants?
The Jotun. Huge rigging challenge to make sure these massive rock creatures moved powerfully without the individual rocks looking weird or distracting.
Right. And Bruni, the fire spirit.
They used special in-house tools, vegetation asset, fire tree, to enhance the fire animation and the surrounding plants, making the forest feel lush and Bruni's fire dynamic.
And you mentioned something about Olaf, a permafrost coating.
Huh. Yeah, that's a great little animation story. Apparently, animating his personal snow flurry consistently was a real headache.
I can imagine.
So the directors came up with an in-story solution. Elsa gives him a permafrost coating. It solves a technical problem and becomes a sweet character moment. Clever workaround.
That's brilliant. And the character animation itself evolved, too.
Subtly, yes. The team was told to reconstruct them in ways that reflected their growth, their different tone, but still felt like the same characters. Elsa's movements, for example, were inspired by modern dance, specifically Martha Graham.
Interesting. Gives her that graceful power.
Exactly, that ethereal but grounded quality.
Okay, from visuals to sound, the music and score are just as important. Right?
Absolutely. And you had the Dream Team back again. Kristen Anderson-Lopez and Robert Lopez writing the songs, Kristoff Beck composing the score.
The soundtrack was huge again. Into the Unknown. Show Yourself.
Massive hits. The album came out just before the film. 7 new songs. Plus that fun remix of Kristoff's Rain Gear song.
And the score itself was more complex this time.
Beck really aimed for that. More sophisticated musical ideas, themes that reflected the character's emotional growth, the darker imagery of the film. It matured along with the story.
Anderson-Lopez called the album a meta-story.
Yeah, focusing on that journey of self-discovery. The music wasn't just background. It was part of telling that deeper story.
And there was a documentary crew filming the songwriters, but they found it intrusive.
Huh, yeah, apparently so. Megan Harding's crew was there. But the Lopez's ended up doing a lot of the crucial work off camera. Shows that sometimes creativity needs space, you know. But a key moment was captured, or at least happened during that time. Identifying Queen Iduna as the voice, that unlocked Show Yourself, apparently. Gave it its emotional core.
Fascinating. Okay, let's shift gears a bit. Let's go beyond the surface narrative and talk about the deeper themes.
Yeah.
Because Frozen 2 had a lot to say, didn't it?
It really did. Much more than just a typical animated sequel. It's been widely read as a critique of colonialism, for instance.
Right, which is pretty bold for a mainstream Disney film.
Incredibly.
Yeah.
The whole conflict hinges on King Runerd's dam, presented as a gift, but actually designed to harm the North Uldra, and his murder of their leader. That's the catalyst, not some vague evil, but a specific act of colonial violence.
And the North Uldra are based on the Sami people.
Explicitly modeled on them, which brings up real-world history. The Sami faced persecution, were seen as pagans with magic, had sacred sites destroyed. Very similar to Ruderd's attitude.
Does it connect to specific events?
Many think the dam strongly alludes to Norway's Verdensjavr Dam project in the late 70s, early 80s.
What happened there?
It flooded a Sami village, disrupted their traditional way of life, caused huge protests. So the filmmakers were drawing on very real, sensitive history.
Some critics saw broader parallels, too, like with Native Americans.
Yeah, Inku Kang at Slate suggested that. Arendelle as a symbol for nations with colonial pasts. And the film definitely portrays the North Uldra sympathetically, maybe even romanticizing their connection to nature.
And Anna's decision to destroy the dam that's framed as reparation, making amends.
Absolutely. Even though it risks Arendelle, it's presented as the necessary act to right the past wrong. It's a powerful statement about reparations for historical atrocities.
Though some critics felt Elsa saving Arendelle at the end undercut that a bit.
Yeah, Matt Goldberg mentioned that. Does it lessen the sacrifice if there are no ultimate consequences for Arendelle? It's a valid point. But the core message about needing to actively correct past wrongs is still very strong.
And the film navigates the racial aspect by making the sisters half North Uldran.
Right. Through their mother, Iduna, who's a heroine. It makes the reconciliation personal, makes them the literal bridge between the two peoples, addresses that ancestral guilt directly.
It's complex stuff. Beyond colonialism, there's a strong environmental theme too, right? Transformation.
Definitely. One analyst, Jennifer Baldwin, called it a film about trauma, transformation, and environmental repair.
The dam as environmental trauma.
Exactly. Weakening the spirits, disrupting the balance, and the forest itself is this place of transformation where the characters confront this trauma.
And Elsa's journey is tied into that healing, becoming the fifth spirit.
Her whole arc is about gaining the trust of the elements, understanding them, and ultimately becoming that bridge between humanity and nature. It's a very active environmental role.
And Anna's role. breaking the dam.
That's her active contribution. Dismantling the source of the trauma through courage and conviction, not magic. It shows her strength, independent of Elsa.
So the film is kind of subtly encouraging environmental awareness, especially for kids.
I think so. Thinking about climate change, sustainability, making amends for past harm, working together to protect nature, it weaves it into the fantasy narrative really effectively.
Okay, and the third big theme, feminism and gender roles. It continues from the first film, but maybe evolves.
Manohla Dargis called it non-threatening, emancipatory, like the first one. The female characters are definitely driven by their own goals, their awakening, defending their kingdom, not just romance.
Elsa seeking purpose, Anna showing leadership.
Exactly. And that sisterhood bond is still central. No sibling rivalry for the throne, just mutual support, which is still quite refreshing.
But there was that debate about Elsa, wasn't there? No female love interest, despite fan hopes.
Yeah, Jennifer Lee explained they felt the primary audience wasn't ready. That decision definitely sparked discussion about queer representation in mainstream family films. It's an ongoing conversation.
And some critics had other takes on the gender portrayal.
Lauren Dundas argued Elsa taming the Nuck didn't really challenge male dominance, suggesting Disney may be held back from fully modernizing her.
But others saw it differently.
Right. Nia Kurniwadi described the feminism as subtle and realistic, showing strength in ways that felt natural to the characters, not preachy.
So lots of different interpretations, which probably reflects wider societal debates, right? Especially around gender and kids' media.
Absolutely. These things are never simple, and Frozen 2 definitely gave people a lot to talk about on that front.
Okay, let's talk impact. Marketing, box office, reception. How did Frozen 2 actually land in the world?
Well, the marketing was just immense. Even the first trailer was a record breaker.
How many views?
116.4 million views in the first 24 hours.
Wow.
Most watched animated trailer ever at that point. Huge anticipation.
And wasn't there that funny thing with Neil deGrasse Tyson about the snowflake on the poster?
Huh. Yes. He pointed out it had 4 sides, not 6 like a real snowflake.
And Jennifer Lee had a great comeback.
Brilliant. She said it wasn't a snowflake, it represented the 4 elemental spirits, with Elsa as the 5th in the center. Turned a potential critique into a piece of lore. Very smart.
Disney partnered with loads of brands too, more than ever before.
A record 140 brands worldwide. Enterprise, McDonald's, Lego. It was everywhere. Highest number for any Disney animation film. Plus, the cast did a massive promotional tour. Kristen Bell said they barely had any time.
And the global reach, how many languages?
Localized into 46 languages by release day, more than the first Frozen. And crucially, they did a Northern Sam version, Jikyeon 2, specifically to honor the Sami people's influence.
That's a really significant gesture.
It really is. Shows a level of cultural respect you don't always see. Even the digital release had Into the Unknown in 29 languages.
So all that hype translated to box office success.
Oh, massively. It premiered in November 2019, released widely later that month. Grossed $1.453 billion worldwide.
Wow. Where did that rank?
3rd highest grossing film of 2019. 10th highest grossing film ever at the time. 2nd highest grossing animated film ever. Highest worldwide opening for an animated film for 3 years.
Just staggering numbers.
Its net profit was estimated at $599 million. Second most profitable film of 2019. Huge success.
And the audience? Still primarily families.
Mostly female, about 70% families. Hit its core demographic hard. Its run was cut a bit short by the pandemic starting in March 2020, but it had already made its mark. Big markets were Japan, China, South Korea internationally.
How did critics receive it overall?
Generally positive, 77% on Rotten Tomatoes, 64% on Metacritic. The consensus was doesn't quite recapture the magic of the first, but still a dazzling adventure.
What did they praise specifically?
The craftsmanship, the delivery, the themes. Dargis liked the visuals and history mix. Minnow praised its handling of complex issues for all ages, the autumnal look. Travers loved the animation and music. Some even connected it to climate change efforts. McCarthy praised the songs, characters, backdrops, female empowerment.
But there were criticisms too.
Yeah, some felt it wasn't innovative enough. Maybe the narrative was flawed or the music wasn't as good as the first films. Ben Travis thought it relied too much on confusing mythology. Oliver Jones felt it focused too much on just the sisters.
Complicated story. Darker tone.
That came up a lot. And that feeling from some that it felt a bit unnecessary. Maybe money-motivated, lacking the original spark.
How did audiences react? CinemaScore.
A- from CinemaScore, which is still good, but lower than Frozen's A+. Post-track audiences liked it more, 4.5 out of 5 stars. So loved by many, but maybe some found the plot a bit confusing or the songs less instantly memorable. Still, it got awards recognition, Oscar nomination for Into the Unknown, won 2 Annie Awards.
And there's that documentary series about the making of it, Into the Unknown.
Right. Megan Harding documented the whole process, shot 1,300 hours of footage over 115 days.
And Disney let her show the honest process, the struggles.
Apparently so. They wanted a fearless and honest look, which is pretty rare. The crew was only asked to leave once.
When they were deciding who the voice was.
Exactly. That pivotal creative moment needed privacy. The whole series is on Disney Plus Hoteles, 6 episodes. Gives amazing insight.
So the story isn't over for Arendelle. There's more coming.
Looks like it. Frozen 3 is officially scheduled for November 2027.
And maybe even a 4th one.
Already in development, apparently. So this franchise has a long future ahead.
Wow. Okay, so after digging into all of that, what really stands out to you from this deep dive into Frozen 2? Did anything shift your perspective?
For me, it's the sheer ambition of it. They didn't just rehash the first film. They tackled really complex themes: history, trauma, colonialism, environmentalism, within this huge blockbuster format. The tech leap was incredible, too.
Yeah.
It proved sequels can deepen a world and its characters in meaningful ways.
Yeah, I agree. We went from the plot rooted in that hidden past through the amazing tech and music to those really profound themes. It's definitely more than just a sequel. It gave Anna and Elsa such significant transformative arcs.
Truly.
So as we wrap up, here's a final thought to mull over. If the past isn't always what we think it is, and uncovering those hidden truths can lead to unexpected transformations and new purposes, like it did for Anna and Elsa, how might understanding the untold stories of our own history, or maybe even our own personal experiences, reshape our present and future? Could it guide us to new understandings, new possibilities?
Something to think about. This has been your custom-tailored deep dive created just for you.
Thank you for joining us on this exploration.